Namaste yogis, welcome to your yoga practice. Today we're going to be working on our balance so we can find out that sweet spot between pushing and coasting. So let's get to our mat. All right, yogis, before we start, you may need a block. So if you're a little bit tight in the hamstrings or you're not too stable today, grab yourself a block. If you don't have a block, anything that is a little bit taller, it could be like a Buddha statue, it could be a gong, it could be the wall. And we're going to be doing all balances today. So let's start in the middle of our mat. You can keep your block right in front. You come into the middle of the mat, you're going to step your right foot forward. You're going to keep your left toes on the ground, and you're going to bend your right knee. You're going to swivel the palms open towards the front of the mat, and then you're going to gracefully bring that back foot up off the ground. Bend and straighten the right knee, get a sense of where you're at. I want to establish how our balance is today. Left foot comes back, right foot comes back, shake it out. How'd it feel? If you're feeling like a little off, then that's when you're going to want to bring a chair or something in to help you out. Let's do the other side because right side, left side may be different. So left foot steps forward, stay on your right toes, bend the left knee as you lean forward, arms open up, and then bring those right toes off the ground. Doesn't have to be very high, especially right now. Left knee bends and straightens. Kind of get a sense of balance, power, where you are. And then right foot steps back. Shake out the left leg, shake out the right leg, and then let's go into tree pose, right, to start with. So let's take that right foot, root it down. Take the left foot to the ankle. Could be like your toes are like a little kickstand, or up to the calf, or up to the inner thigh. Draw the left knee out. Hands, again, could be at heart center, or maybe you're on the wall. Or maybe you got a block or something, or maybe like a Shetland pony, maybe. Or arms reach up. Or if you've seen some of the photos of superimposed with me with a goose, maybe. So in tree pose, we're reaching with the side body. The shoulders are down and away from the ears. The arms are up, but maybe a little bit bent. But if you're having any shoulder issues, hands stay at heart center. You're easing the gaze. You're not really looking at anything. So the eyes float away from each other to soften the parasympathetic nervous system. The right quadricep is engaged. It's strong. If your right knee is locked, we have a tendency to allow that quadricep to be soft. So if you can't engage it, bend the right knee a little. Another breath. Hands come to heart center. Take the left foot off and bring it on down. Roll onto your right toes and press the front of the ankle towards the ground. And then a little bit of movement here and shake out that right leg. All right, let's go on the other side. Left foot steps forward. Right foot to the ankle, calf, or inner thigh. Just not on the knee. Right knee's opening, pelvis opening, belly's drawing up and in. Hands together, or maybe one hand on something. Arms reach up. Shoulders draw down. Your drishti, the very soft gaze, could be down to the floor, or you can rotate it up towards the ceiling. If you're really ambitious, you can close your eyes. As soon as I close my eyes, I fall out every single time. So if you're ambitious, you can try it. And if you fall out, you just get back in. No big deal. And the nice thing about falling out of these dip balancing poses is like you find your edge fairly quickly. Hands to heart center. Right foot comes off. Bring the right foot down. Roll onto the left toes. And press the front of the ankle down as you Roll around and just take care of that leg. All right, bend right knee, left knee, little wag of the tail. Arms open up. Take the right arm underneath the left arm. Either grab your shoulders or right hand grabs left wrist or palm. Elbows are up. Shoulders draw down, hands come a little bit away from the face. Bend the knees and drop the seat in seated chair pose. Bring the weight to your left foot. Take your right knee and stack it down and on top of the left knee. Squeeze the ankles towards one another. Some of you may be able to get your right foot around your left ankle. I can't do it, but you may have it. Tuck your tailbone, so take a little bit of the curvature out of your back. And then sink a little bit more into your chair. Lift the elbows up again. Shoulders down and away from the ears. If you have the hands, they can come a little bit away from the face. All right, breathe here. Obviously a balance pose because we're resting on one foot, but a lot more going on here. All right, inhale, unwind it all. Shake out the left leg. If you haven't done a full balancing practice, when you're done, your legs are going to be a little fatigued for sure. All right, arms open up. Take the left arm underneath the right arm, grab the shoulders. Left hand grabs right wrist or palm. Keep in mind, right side, left side different, so you may be able to get the hands on one side and not the other, pretty normal. Bend the knees into Utkatasana, so seated chair pose. Bring the weight to your right foot. Take the left knee and stack it on top of the right knee. Squeeze the ankles towards one another. And then tuck your tailbone. Elbows are up, shoulders are down, hands a little bit away from the face. The direction is trying to keep the shoulders over the hips, so we don't want to go too far forward. Squeezing the legs together and tucking the tailbone allows everything to hug towards the midline. That gives us some stability in our balance. Nice, unwind everything. Shake it all out. Let's take the hands to the backs of the ears and roll those shoulders around. Front ways and back ways. And then shake it all out. Let's come to the front of our mat. Let's keep our block right in front of us, because we're going to do a little bit here. So bring the big toes together, hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up, lift the gaze, lift the chin and chest. Exhale, fold forward, tuck the chin, release the head and soften. Inhale, come up halfway to flatten your back. Exhale, bend and plant, left foot steps back. So your nose is coming towards your knee. Your block is right in front of you, if you have one. And then you're going to come off your back foot. So maybe the hands are on the block. If you don't have one or don't need one, maybe the hands are on the floor. If you're ambitious, maybe you can grab the foot, ankle, or shin into standing splits. So I want you to bring your awareness to your left leg. So in standing splits, the hips are square to the floor, so your left toes are pointing straight down. We're going to move into half moon. So what that means is your right hand is going to plant on the floor or a block. We're going to externally rotate the left thigh, so the left hip stacks on top of the right hip. That means the left toes are swiveling out to the left. And then we're going to reach the left arm straight on up. So we're trying to stack shoulders and hips. It's a little bit harder if your hand is on the floor, a little bit easier to get the chest up and open with a block. Find what works for you. Now we're going to do revolved half moon. So we're going to bring the left hand down. We're going to square the hips again, and we're going to internally rotate the left thigh so that left hip bone drops. And we're going to root the left hand into the floor or into the block, and we're going to reach the right arm up. Revolved half moon. Right hand comes down, left foot comes down, come up halfway to flatten your back, lift your chin and chest, and then exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, right foot steps back. Doing the same thing other side, so nose towards knee. Come off that back foot, hands on the floor, or on the ankle or calf or on the block. Hips are square, so drop the right hip bone a little. Let's go into that half moon. So left hand floor or block. Rotate the right thigh out to the right, toes roll out. Draw the right hip back and reach the right arm up. All right, gaze up to the thumb if your balance is there. If not, head can be neutral or look down. All right, into revolved half moon. Right hand down to floor or block. Internally rotate the right thigh, drop the right hip bone, twist and open, left arm reaches up. Big inhale, slow exhale. All right, left hand down, right foot steps forward, halfway up to flatten. Exhale to fold, tuck the chin. All right, halfway up again. Bend the knees, plant the hands, walk, step, or float. Lower to the knees. Separate the knees as wide as your hips. Toes are pointed. Hips draw back to the floor in between the legs. If your knees are sensitive, you may need to slide something underneath the hips. If you don't have a block, you could bring the feet together and draw the hips to the heels into hero's pose. So sitting on the heels, sitting on a block, or sitting on the floor. It's up to you. The motion is the same. You're going to lean back. You're going to press your shins and knees into the ground, and you're going to rotate your pelvis towards the ceiling. So what that looks like is, if my back is curved this way, I'm going to take the curvature out and I'm going to draw my pelvis up. So I'm pressing down. Now, that sensation may be enough right here, or you could lower the elbows down. And I can feel it already. My back starts to curve a little bit, so I'm going to take the curvature out. I'm going to press the knees and shins down, and I'm going to rotate the pelvis towards the ceiling, right, up. And then you have the option of lowering all the way down. Now, I can get down, but that curvature in my back, I can't get out. Like if I rotate, it's just too intense on my quadriceps. Now I can stay here and just rest, and that's fine. It's a little bit too much for me, so I need to come up to my elbows. And then again, you can soften and just stay here, or you can press the shins down, tuck the tailbone, hips are up. And I want to get to the quadriceps, because when we're doing our standing poses, the quadriceps get a lot of work. One more breath. And then lift yourself on up. Ooh, come into table pose. So hands underneath shoulders. Sorry about all that moaning and groaning. This old body feels it. A little wag of the tail. Let's do a cat-cow or two. Make sure the lower back and spine feels malleable. We're going to go into another pose, which is a little bit different. It's going to be straightening the right knee, pushing through the right heel, and extending the left arm. So spinal balance. Still very much of a challenge in your spinal cord, spinal region. If you're not feeling like it's challenge at all, you can come into goofy airplane. So the right leg sweeps out to the right, left arm extends out to the left. A little bit more of a challenge here, a little bit more intense. And then sweep it back to center. And let's switch. So hand comes down, knee comes down, straighten the left knee, extend the right arm. You may find one side is easier or harder, and that's fine. Again, options, goofy airplane, out, arm out to the side, leg out to the side. And then back to center. Hand down, knee down. Let's come into downward dog. Roll over the toes, lift the knees and hips. Bend right knee, bend left knee, a little wag of the tail. Let's bring our big toes together. Let's take our right hand and bring it towards our lower back. So it's like if you're trying to scratch between the shoulder blades. Now you're going to lift your left foot off the ground. Ho, 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 ho. Doesn't matter how high the leg goes. Let's get a sense of that balance. And then foot comes down, hand comes down. Whew, That ain't easy. Let's try the other side. Left hand to the lower back, and then the right foot comes off the ground. Foot comes down, hand comes down. Nice 2 breaths here in down dog. Walk, step or float, feet to hands. Halfway up to flatten. Exhale to fold, tuck the chin, release the head. Come all the way up to standing, arms reach up, lift the gaze. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice work, shake it all out. Another balancing pose, dancer pose. Right foot roots down. Left hand holds the foot, ankle, or shin. Knee underneath the hip. Right arm reaches up. Push the foot into the hand. Draw a little bit of space between the heel and the hip. Lift that left knee back and up. The torso leans a little bit forward like upward dog. And then again, let's bend and straighten that right knee for a little bit of power. The left arm is just holding on. The left leg is pushing up and back. Come back to center. Take your left shin, stack it on your right shin, and invite that left knee down as you sink into that chair. Hands could slide to the shin, the right shin, or maybe to the floor. And then gently come on up. Take your right hand, grab your left knee, bring it off the leg, twist to the left. Extend the left arm towards the back of the mat. Option, right hand grabs bottom of the foot or toe as you extend. And then back to center. Drop the foot down and shake out the right leg. I never said this practice was easy. All right, let's try the other side. Left foot roots down. Right hand grabs that right foot, ankle, or shin. Knee drops underneath the hip. Left arm reaches up. And again, you could find something to support you if you need. Push the foot into the hand. Lift the thigh back and away. Lean a little bit forward. Torso's like up dog. I don't want you to draw the chest down or the face down. So lifting up, right hip draws a little forward to square in front of your mat, and bend and straighten the left knee. And come back to center. Let's take that left or the right shin over left thigh. Sink into your chair. Right hand draws the right knee away. Hands could slide to shin, maybe to the floor. This is a little bit of a hip opener. Come on up. Left hand grabs right knee. Come on up. Twist to the right. Extend the right hand to the back of the mat. And then option, left hand grabs right foot as you straighten. Inhale back to center. Let it go. Shake out the left leg. Bend and straighten the knees. Come to the front of your mat. Arms reach up, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold forward. Tuck the chin, release the head. Halfway up to flatten. Exhale, bend, plant, walk, step, or float. Top of a push-up, stay here. Lift your right leg off the ground. Lift your left arm off the ground. Ooh. Switch. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Left leg comes off the ground. Right arm off the ground. Hand down, foot down, lower through chaturanga, upward dog. Downward dog. Drop the knees. Cross at the ankles. Roll over your feet. Easy seated pose. Long spine. Hands to heart center. Take a nice big inhale through your nose, exhale out your mouth. Hope you're feeling balanced. Have a great day. Namaste. Nice work, yogis. If you like this practice, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you want to practice with me more, check me out at yogawithcarter.com. So you can find recorded classes, live classes, workshops, toolboxes, and whatever you need to support you in your yoga practice. Have a great day. See you guys soon. Peace.